development in the country took an interesting turn yesterday as the chairman duo of the ruling Nepal Communist Party, Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli and Executive Chairman Pushpa Kamal Dahal reached an agreement after Premier Oli stepped back and agreed to withdraw the ordinance issued on the Constitutional Council Act. Both the leaders have also agreed to scrap all the allegations made against each other and move ahead on the basis of consensus reached on 11th of September and agreed to present a joint political report in the party. Good morning, I'm Sarah Sapsanama and these are the headlines of the hour. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli withdraws the ordinance on the Constitutional Act after facing criticism within the ruling Nepal Communist Party. The central bank issued strict provisions related to loans against shares, restricts granting loans to invest in organizations not holding annual general meetings for the past 3 years. The World Health Organization says a team of 10 international scientists will travel to the Chinese city of Wuhan next month to investigate the origins of COVID-19. And Liverpool defeat Tottenham Hotspur 2-1 to climb up to the top of English Premier League points table. Arsenal and Southampton settle for a 1-1 draw. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli has agreed to withdraw the ordinance on the Constitutional Council Act following widespread criticism. Premier Oli, during the meeting with the Executive Chairman Pushpa Kamal Dahal yesterday, agreed to withdraw the ordinance. Chairman duo of the ruling NCP agreed to move ahead on the basis of the agreements made at the Standing Committee meeting on 11th of September. They also agreed to scrap all the decisions issued since then. The duo also agreed to dismiss all the allegations made against each other and submit a joint political report. Meanwhile, the Standing Committee meeting of the ruling Nepal Communist Party took place yesterday. Party spokesperson Naren Kaji Shrestha informed that the meeting decided to support the decisions taken by the top leaderships yesterday afternoon. The next Standing Committee meeting is scheduled to take place on 20th of December. Now, Nepal's constitution allows for the government to introduce ordinances in case existing laws pose hindrance in their work execution. However, the current government led by Nepal Communist Party has been using the constitutional provision as an excuse to introduce ordinances. Ironically, many of these ordinances have met with serious flack every time, with the government subsequently withdrawing them.
Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli introduced an ordinance related to the Constitutional Council Act for the second time in 8 months amid escalating dispute within the ruling Nepal Communist Party, using it as a political weapon at a time when he is in minority within his party. The government was compelled to withdraw 2 ordinances issued in April this year within 5 days following massive criticisms. This time around, Premier Oli was forced to agree on withdrawing an ordinance in less than 24 hours. The Constitution has incorporated an ordinance as a legal provision to pave way only during national crisis. However, critics say the Prime Minister's use of the ordinance as a weapon of political protection is an abuse of the constitutional order. Constitutional experts opine that Prime Minister Oli's recent move has dragged constitutional bodies, including the President, Speaker and Chief Justice, into controversy and termed it as a ruthless attack on the Constitution. Experts say the way the ordinances have been chosen has set the wrong precedents on the future, risking the democratic system in coming days.
Now, the steady rise in coronavirus cases continues in the country as 736 COVID-19 cases were reported in the past 24 hours, taking the total number of cases in the country to 250,916. COVID-19 death toll in the country has now reached 1,743 with 13 more deaths. Out of the 5,555 samples tested in the past 24 hours, 13% tested positive for the virus. Meanwhile, 847 individuals recovered from the virus, taking the recovery tally of Nepal to 239,416. The recovery rate has climbed to 95.4%. According to the Health Ministry, there are 9,757 active cases in the country at the moment. The Nepal Rashtra Bank has amended some provisions related to loans against shares. The central bank has issued a directive to restrict granting loans to organizations that have not held annual general meetings for the past 3 years and or have reported of continuous loss. The central bank has also restricted loans against shares of organizations that have only been in operation less than a year. As per the amendments, loan will not be granted for investment in organizations that have not had businesses for more than 250 working days. The central bank has also set a limit of 5 million rupees for overdraft. While providing loans for share, banks will now have to analyze the basic criteria, including share price, income ratio, book value and dividend payment ratio, among others. Likewise, the fixed interest rate limit has also been set to 7 years. Earlier, the fixed interest rate remained the same till the loan was paid. The interest rate is to be revised every 5 years after that. The central bank has allowed banks to charge 100% of the service fee from the borrower who repays the loan within 2 years of loan disbursement. The service fee of commercial banks has been fixed at a maximum of 0.75%. Likewise, if it is paid within 2 to 5 years, 50% of the service fee will be charged and 20% will be charged if the loan is paid after 5 years. Sugarcane farmers have continued with their protest at the capital's Maitikar, demanding for their payments to be cleared. The farmers took to the street after sugar industrialists failed to clear around 900 million rupees that has been pending for 4 years. Farmers were seen holding placards and sugar canes at the capital's Maitikar yesterday. They say Annapurna sugar industry in Sarlahi owes them 240 million rupees, while Mahalakshmi sugar industry has yet to pay them 70 million rupees. Private sugar mills in Rohtahat and Nawalparasi have not released payments, resulting in the farmers leaving harvesting and staging protests in the capital. It may be recalled that the Ministry of Industry and the sugarcane farmers had reached an agreement some 11 months back to pay all the arrears within 15 days. However, the ministry has not taken concrete steps to implement the agreement nor monitor its implementation. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked the locals in Parvat why has the Prime Minister issued ordinances every now and then. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
आफैमा अलि अहम बढे जस्तो लाग्छ यो सबै भाइ साथीभाइलाई समेट्नु पर्ने र मै जान्ने मै सुन्ने भयो जस्तो मलाई लाग्छ सबै भाइको विचारले यो सरकार बनेको हो यो सरकार राम्रो बन्नुस् भन्ने हामीलाई आशा थियो यो आशामाथि जनतामाथि निराशा प्राप्त हुँदै गछ
प्रधानमन्त्रीले मै मात्रै हो अरु कोही पनि हैन भन्ने जस्तो सोचेर काम गर्नुभएको छ अब जनता त्यसरी मान्नेवाला पनि छैनन्
उहाँले सोचेको र उहाँको भिजन अनुसार काम गर्ने कुरामा सबैजनाको मत एउटै नभएको हुनाले र काम गर्ने कुरामा हरेक पटक बाधा अवरोध आइरहने हुनाले यो बीचबीचमा अध्यादेश ल्याएर अगाडि बढ्न खोज्नु भएको कि जस्तो मलाई लाग्छ
सरकार चाहिँ निरङ्कुश बनेको उहाँले केपी सरकार ओलिने आफै निरङ्कुश छ आफ्नो क्याबिनेटको मन्त्रीलाई थाहा हुँदैन अध्यादेश ल्याउने भनेपछि उनी कति निरङ्कुश छ भन्ने कुरा त्यहाँबाटै थाहा हुन्छ
नेताहरूले चाहिँ कतै सहयोग नदिएको कारणले गर्दा साथ र सहयोग नदिएको हुँदाखेरि उहाँले चाहिँ यो अध्यादेश ल्याउन खोज्नु भएको कि जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई उहाँले चाहिँ काम गर्न सक्नु भएन भन्ने भयो है उहाँलाई सहयोग नै भएन कि जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई
संसदलाई बाइपास गरेर अध्यादेश ल्याउने कामले प्रजातन्त्रमाथि लोकतन्त्रमाथि धावा बोलेको महसुस चाहिँ हामीले गरेका छौं तर यो स्वयं भोलि नेकपाका लागि र स्वयं केपी ओलीका लागि एउटा घातक सिद्ध हुन सक्ने सम्भावना पनि हामी देखिरहेका छौं
Time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Have a great day ahead.